VHS files contain spoilers, adult content, and harsh language. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to the VHS Files podcast. Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween, fuckers!
Halloween, when you can pretend to be the scariest thing you can think of. For Eric, that was me.
That's pretty fucking scary, Eric. Dude, you, like I said earlier, you nailed the assignment. You get an A+, bro.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome to the VHS Files. I'm Josh.
The tattoo is what makes it worth it, dude. Not just the beard and the gunship hat, but the freaking tattoo. That is so
The
dead
tattoo
on.
that matches a little too closely, might I add.
I'm talking like it's good.
Thank you.
That's some good stuff.
You know,
right
after
there.
I got it, Kayla, my wife, was like, you could have just used like a marker or something. You didn't have to get the actual tattoo.
Well, he loves me so much, he decided to do an ode to me.
Cheers. Cheers to Josh and my invisible soda.
Yeah, which one of you is Josh? Which one is the real Josh? I'm so confused.
We'll reveal it at the end of the episode.
Remember, I don't know if I only had a brain.
It's
If
true.
I only had a brain.
Where's Toto?
I ate that motherfucker. I made tacos out of him.
Well, happy Halloween, everyone. This is our Halloween episode. Tonight we're going to be talking about Trick or Treat for you all. A horror classic in my house. How about you guys?
Of course, dude. I'm the one who picked this movie.
No, not for me. I don't love it. It's not like a classic for me.
I hate Halloween.
Wait, I thought you were Josh. I thought you were Josh.
Yeah, that's not the response I would
Yeah.
give for that question.
Yeah, come on. I thought you were Josh. Oh, he's just joshing us, Josh. He's just joshing us.
I got to spread mine apart a little bit there so it
gotta
matches
see,
my
yeah.
hair.
Got to see the logo. Part the C's.
Well, we're going to take you to a word from our sponsor.
Hey everyone, Josh here. Just wanted to jump in real quick and say thanks so much for checking out the video. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. If you're new here, thanks for taking a chance on us, and hopefully you'll come back. We do want to let you know that we have another channel that you can subscribe to. It is our VHS Files Extras channel. It's where we put all of our short form content and all of the clips from the show. If you don't have enough time to watch the entire episode, head over to that channel linked below and you can check out clips from each episode and whatever short form content we're putting out. Also, we are now Amazon affiliates. If you're interested in any of the movies we're discussing, if you're interested in any of the equipment that we use in the production of this show, it's all linked below. If you click on one of those links and buy something through Amazon with that link, it helps our channel out a little bit. It's literally pennies on the dollar, but every little bit helps. So please click that link and help the channel out just a little bit. We now have a Redbubble store with some merch. You can get t-shirts, hats, coffee cups, mugs, all kinds of things over at our Redbubble store. The link to that will also be below. Head over there, get a shirt, get a hoodie, get a hat, get whatever you want. Help us out a little bit, helps the channel keep going, and it will show your support for the VHS Files. So please, head over there, get you one of those. Thank you very much. And lastly, if you like our channel, if you like our content, if you like talking about movies,
I like it.
head to our Patreon. It's linked in the description box below. You can help us out by becoming a monthly subscriber. $3 a month is the lowest tier. You get some extra perks there, maybe some extra videos, and then it goes up from there. So please head over to our Patreon, check it out, and please consider subscribing to our Patreon. Helps the channel keep going, helps us keep doing this, helps us have fun, helps us watch more movies. So thank you so much again for watching. And now, back to the episode.
Oh, man.
Damn, Sam, you
Two
grew up a
costumes.
little bit from this movie, brother.
Yeah.
Sam's joining me tonight as well,
Oh,
along with the one Jason got me a while back.
that's cute.
I think I like this movie a little bit, Josh. Just a little.
Just a little bit. If you notice, all of the Michael Myers and Venom stuff has gone away from Jason's background, and it's now just Sam.
And
Nice.
Sam.
As you can see, guys, I've got Sam on my shelf right here.
Yeah.
It really is right there, too, by the way. If you want to zoom and enhance, that's where Sam is.
That's a nice Friday the 13th mask collection you got going on back
Yeah,
there.
pick these up. They were only $800 each, so I felt like I had to buy it. And
Hey.
we got the lollipop there.
Oh, I got the lollipop. I mean, look, like I said, he got Sam here. We got Sam and Michael hanging out in the pumpkin patch back here.
There
Sam.
you go. Sam Pop.
It has turned into a underground phenomenon. Like even Spirit Halloween pushes trick or treat stuff.
They do. I was just there, and they had lots of stuff, including like giant dummies of Sam.
No, that's what I have back here.
Oh yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah, he even comes with the light up pumpkin. I turned it
Nice.
off because it will play music. But what's funny is just me and Josh both collected pops, but this pop is my second most expensive pop. I like Sam, dude. It's I mean, when it comes to Halloween, dude, it's Michael Myers or Sam. I mean,
Well, I tell you what, man, I'm not mad about it. I mean, this movie is doing for Halloween what should be done for Halloween, in our opinion. If you haven't noticed, we kind of like this movie. Eric may be indifferent, but Jason and I really like this movie.
There are things I definitely like about them. I don't dislike the movie at all.
I actually had the pleasure of showing Eric this movie for the first time a couple of years ago. So I'm anxious to hear what his rewatch of it is going to be like, and what he what he came back with this time, if anything, to tell us that he's got problems with. Eric definitely wins the costume contest tonight, I have to say.
Well,
I'm thinking you're
concept.
biased. I'm thinking you're biased on that, Josh.
I am. Yeah, I'm kissing up to the judge a little bit.
I mean, I didn't think Eric could be any more handsome, and now he just, takes it up another level.
Suddenly, I've become incredibly attractive to you.
That ought to tell you more about me. Alrighty, well, we're going to start talking about Trick or Treat for Halloween here tonight. We're closing out the month of October with one of our favorite Halloween movies. Trick or Treat came out in 2008, 2009. There's a bit of a story that goes along with that, but it's directed by Michael Dougherty. This is his first time directing a feature-length film.
My birthday falls just a few days before Halloween. It's on the 28th of October. So growing up, Halloween and my birthday sort of merged into this very weird, morbid holiday where I would have birthday cake, but we were all dressed up in costumes, and then we would go trick-or-treating after the birthday cake and pizza.
He had written for X-Men movies in the past with Bryan Singer. He co-wrote Superman Returns, but he would go on to direct Krampus and the latest Godzilla, Godzilla King of the Monsters, or maybe that was the one before the last one.
I didn't realize he did Krampus, and that makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah, works pretty well. Now the first, this is where things get a little wishy-washy here, and Jason and I will probably have a lot to say about this. This movie was produced in 2006, between 2006 2008. Official release date, I'm not really sure. I do believe the film was finished in 2008, but technically it made its first public appearance in 2009.
That's interesting because IMDb and Google has the release date as December 9th, 2007.
Yeah, it did. Well, the little history, it did premiere at some film festivals.
Well, the first public screening I have here is Harry Knowles Butt Numathon in Austin, Texas.
Love Texas, Butt Numathon. Yeah, this was a movie. I remember when they were making this and we were seeing trailers.
Putting on costumes, handing out treats. This is the one night that the dead roam free.
Me and Josh are fucking foaming at the mouth for this. Like, finally, a movie that is just dedicated to Halloween everything, the mythos, the night, everything other than Michael Myers.
That's the best part about it, for sure, is that it's a holiday themed Halloween movie. of which there aren't too many of those.
Yeah, I mean, you got a few that have come after that. Like there's a Tales of Halloween. I think there's another one, another anthology film where it bases on Halloween night, but they pretty much Trick or Treat started that for them.
Right.
But I remember me and Josh were waiting and waiting, and they fucking put it on the shelf.
Yeah. We were chomping at the bit after seeing those trailers, man. We wanted to see that fucking movie. We were like, and it made sense too. It was like, this is going to be the perfect thing to release in or around the Halloween season. Yep. It's going to make people come in droves to the theaters. It's going to be a great Halloween movie.
Great thing for merchandise.
Yeah, like merchandise out the ass. I mean, you see how much Jason has. I have some of it. Like, but they shelved it, dude. Like, I mean, like, what was it that was so bad about their screenings of this that made them shelve it for 2 years is what I want to know.
I don't know, because wasn't it it's a Legendary Films, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, Legendary did this. And I mean, Michael Dougherty was obviously doing good things. He was writing on the X-Men movies. He went on to do other stuff after this. So obviously they thought he did something. So it was kind of like, why shelf this movie? But they did. And I think it was the dumbest. I mean, they cost them $12 million to make this movie. They would have made that back hand over fist with this and then the merchandising. I mean, like you said, just look behind me. I've spent hundreds of dollars on Sam. I mean, just me in one house, and then what Josh has spent, and then the DVD releases and the Blu-rays and stuff like that. So, I mean, it was definitely a big loss for Legendary to skip this. I mean, now they're making it on the back end, years after the back end.
Well, I mean, most cult horror movies, that's how it is. I mean, you don't get a good theatrical release, or you don't get a release at all, and then someone finds you on home video. The thing with this one is they were promoting it for a little while. They were putting the trailer in theaters and got us excited, and it was just such a bummer when we found out we weren't going to be able to see it, and then finally straight to DVD in 2009. And it just seems such a shame. Like, I've seen so much crap in the theaters to know that a movie of this stature was put on the shelf makes me think Hollywood was in a shitty place at that point in time. Something like it was.
I think what was around 2006-07 when this was about to come out.
I know, because you've already had, well past the whole Scream thing. I think horror was kind of in a little bit of a shitty place around this time, maybe. I haven't really looked up what was out in that time. So, Eric, why don't you take us back to around that time so you can let us know what was going on?
We're sending you back in time.
Whoa, this is heavy.
Well, Josh, people would strap on their wide belts and their gladiator sandals while listening to hits like Burnin' Up by the Jonas Brothers or When I Grow Up by the Pussycat Dolls. Then they'd hop in their 2008 Pontiac Vibe and cruise up to the theater to catch classics like The Love Guru and Drobit Taylor and Max Payne.
Wow.
Great time.
That answers
no wonder
my
they
question.
shelved it.
Yeah.
Everything else
with all
was
those
failing.
hits coming. Toshiba finally gives up on HD DVD in 2008, ending the format war with Blu-ray. You guys know what they call high-resolution video taken since Christ was born? Call it ADHD.
Huh? What? What? Squirrel?
SpaceX launches Falcon 1, the first ever private spacecraft, into orbit in 2008. The after party was kind of a dud, though. I guess they didn't plan it well.
He's got to clean his glasses with his beard.
There's no lenses.
Oh.
Sorry, that space joke was not funny. It's kind of like a Ryan's belt, only 3 stars. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Michael Phelps won 8 gold medals in the Beijing Olympics in 2008. You guys know that fish don't swim on Sundays? Yeah,
No.
they have to go to church and pray to cod. And finally,
God!
and finally, here's a reminder of how far we've come in 12 years. Hit it, Josh.
Samsung. Wow.
To my crew.
Wow.
To my
I
hero.
remember when I had a sidekick.
To my great escape. To my cool tracks.
To my cool tracks.
To my hot
Jesus.
romance.
MySpace,
To
yeah.
my quiet night out. I just
My
wanted to say,
Call me.
The new Glide. It's from Samsung. It's for you.
I was into those phones when they were popular, I have to admit.
I didn't have a Glide, but I loved to have a keyboard. It was tough to leave the keyboard behind, like a full QWERTY keyboard.
Yeah.
For like the touchscreen keyboard. I had the sideways one that would pop open,
Yeah.
you know?
I had this
So-
sidekick that did the little flippy. It flipped up whenever you opened it.
Yeah, and then you get the double thumb typing going, and
Awesome. We went back in time. Samsung.
yeah, we did. Now we're back. Now we're back to the
And-
present.
Well, we went 15 years back in time. This movie seems like it was yesterday for me, so I guess that's a sign that I'm getting old.
I watched it yesterday.
I watched it yesterday. I watched it today. I mean, it's one of those. It always pops in the DVD or Blu-ray or 4K or Steelbook player at some point around this time of year. And it gets me in the Halloween spirit. And it's what I love about this movie is how it looks so much like it could be a CW TV show. Like it's very.
It does look like television.
Yeah,
I kept thinking Tales from the Crypt or something,
right?
Yeah,
because it's the anthology, the little yeah, it does look like television. I agree, which is part of what I don't like about it.
I like the juxtaposition of that,
because that was really important to me, was that the atmosphere of the movie capture what it really feels like on an October night. That it not feel like a typical horror movie where everything is just sort of washed out and gray and grimy, but there's a certain beauty and elegance to what Halloween night really feels like.
It doesn't, take away from the gore or nudity or it's still a hardcore horror film to me.
Yeah. You got foul language, you got boobs, you got people getting ripped apart.
That's one of the aspects of this movie that I really enjoy. The other is the kind of nonlinear storytelling you've got going on here, which was very, very heavily influenced by Pulp Fiction.
We really realized that the sort of intertwined Pulp Fiction model was probably best because it kept you on your toes. But the original structure was very sequential. It was a very traditional horror anthology in that sense, much more like Creepshow. But what we quickly realized in the editing room is that it made the movie feel really long. Even though the running time was still only roughly 90 minutes and change, it felt long because every time one story ended and another story began, your brain had to reset.
Admittedly, I've only seen this twice, guys. Okay, so I watched it when Josh showed it to me, and I watched it now. Maybe one other watch. I can't quite remember, but there's always a spot around the middle. I think it's when Peter is burying the body or something. It's actually kind of near the beginning or the end of the first act or something. But it starts to drag for me, and I'm just like, I don't know. I get bored a couple times throughout this movie for some reason.
Their choices for the cast for this is at least the three main characters, Anna Paquin's character, Dylan Baker, and Brian Cox, the old man at the end. Those were all their first choices for that. And
oh wow,
luckily with him working on the X-Men films, he was able to get Anna Paquin and Brian Cox because they were in the X-Men movies.
Right. Bryan Singer produced this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And with Dylan Baker, he just really enjoyed Dylan Baker's movies. He was a fan of Dylan Baker. So he sent him a script and the storyboards and hoped for an answer. And then Dylan Baker came back in full force, was like, no, I'm excited. Let's do this. I also find that it's drawing inspiration from all kinds of other horror movies, not just the anthology style ones either. Like this opening to Trick or Treat is very much like a mix of Halloween and Scream. I don't know if you guys picked up on that, but I love this opening, how it kind of establishes the town and the people. And I love that the first shot of the movie is in a sense the last shot of the movie. It's one of those sort of things. Yeah. And it's silently introducing you to every character we're going to meet with that throughout this movie.
Well, you start with that old timey video.
During the spookiest time of the year, there are a few guidelines all ghosts and goblins should follow. Always
you know, the terrors of trick-or-treating, check your candy and blah blah blah, stuff you heard your whole life. I love that.
And that old-timey video, of course, you know, brings the nostalgia of Halloween, you know, over
definitely.
going back, you know, what does it feel like? It's from the 50s or 60s or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, it gets your mind thinking about the traditions of Halloween and in a really great way.
We get this first section here where was it Henry and Emma, the first two people, you know, show up after we see the witch girl and the car. She almost gets hit. And I mean, it just said, you know, the rules of Halloween. That's what they tell you about. And even Henry, he knows the rules, and he's an adult. And because she's like, hey, I'm over this fucking Halloween shit. I hate Halloween. I'm blowing out the pumpkin. He's like, you can't do that. You can't do it before midnight. She's breaking the rules. So
Yeah, well, let's go first of all. Fuck this girl.
yeah, fuck her and her hatred for Halloween.
She wants him to clean up the Halloween decorations on Halloween night.
Nobody would do this.
Nobody does that shit.
Not even the person who hates Halloween, who didn't want to put the shit up, would not want to go do it at fucking 11 o'clock at night.
Not only that, they have basically the most decorated house in the neighborhood, I assume.
Right.
Dude, yeah. Besides, well, somebody we find later.
Right.
Their yard's pretty good. But yeah, I mean, because she's saying, I'm lit, you're lit, you're not taking down Halloween decorations. Fuck that. You're going to bed. You're going to go pop in the porn video, which Henry does. And you're going to get your shit going. I mean, we're not taking down Halloween decorations. But we realize she breaks the fucking rules. You pay.
Oh, and also fuck her mom too, because she says if her mom comes and sees this place looking like a slaughterhouse, she's gonna have a heart attack. Fuck that woman's mom too.
I hope she has a heart attack. I would say a heart attack.
Do you think Sam went and killed her mom later in the evening?
Ooh,
I don't know. I think the loss of a daughter is enough.
Or earlier.
Ooh, maybe that would be the sequel.
Prequel is he kills.
Yeah, we're hearing that there may be a sequel.
I heard, in watching some of the behind the scenes stuff, I heard about some of the things that they didn't do for this movie that may end up in a sequel if a sequel ever happens. It seemed interesting. I'll talk about some of them as we get through, but yeah, but this whole, you know, you see the perspective of this through Sam, you know, kind of like the same first person perspective we get from Halloween. And I find it also very relative to Scream, how you got this whole thing happening and nobody really sees it. And then it shocks you at the end with her head on a fucking pole, which I love. The makeup work in this movie is amazing. I'll go ahead and say that now.
All the effects are awesome.
Hey.
Yeah. that image of the lollipop stuffed in her mouth as wide as it is like that. I think that shit. This is a great opening to a horror movie. You can't deny it, man.
Is. Like, oh no, I love this opening. I think this is one of the best parts of the movie. Maybe my favorite part. I really love the look of their yard. Setting that up with the different things as she's pulling them down, that kind of stuff. It's a great little, you know, short scene.
Yeah. I even like the part before she gets killed. The kid standing on the sidewalk with the black hoodie and the white mask, just standing there staring at her. And then it's his buddies picking him up and he's moving on, you know. She's being freaked out on Halloween.
Little Halloween reference there, obviously.
Yeah, you know. And
Don't need to point that out, do I? Kind of obvious.
But what's funny is, like, when I was watching it this time around with the whole, you know, the sucker in the mouth, all I could think of is like Sam, you know, her hatred. He's shoving it in her fucking mouth. He's like, smile, bitch. Just shoving it in her mouth because she's got that really big face. It's like, you love Halloween now, don't you?
The thing is, though, I don't think Sam would talk like that, and that's the thing. Like Sam, I love this little guy, and we haven't seen him yet, so maybe I should talk about him later. But
Well, wait.
Yeah, there's a reason why I like him so much. I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, I mean, and then you get your classic comic book opening sequence, which is another callback to Creepshow, obviously. But all the artwork that's done here is great. Apparently, this movie would not have gotten off the ground had it not been for their storyboard artist.
So that was the mission statement, working with Brian and Simeon, was to craft this really great visual package that I gave to the producers and the studio to sort of convince them to greenlight it, and it helped.
And then, lo and behold, we get a movie. Not when we were supposed to, but we got one.
It's interesting that Iron Man also came out in 2008. So this is...
Yeah, I can fly.
kind of with the comic book stuff kind of coming out right before the
Yeah.
MCU really like launches. You know, it made me think of Ang Lee's Hulk too with that stuff.
Yeah, but we don't compare that to that horrible piece of shit. So
I haven't seen that movie in forever, so I don't even know if it's as bad as I think it is.
I'll probably never watch it again.
Oh, I watched it again. It's one of the things, like it was popped up on one of the streaming channels. You know what? Let's turn that on. And I'm like, next.
Well, speaking of wanting to vomit, the shot of the kid dragging the candy bag down the street makes me want to vomit.
Dirty, nasty.
What about the kid vomiting?
Well, yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously, but just seeing the bag
Obviously.
dirty like it is.
Yeah. Everyone's got dirty sacks in this movie.
Werewolves, zombies, and demons of every variety. They've all descended on the normally sleepy town of Warren Valley, Ohio, where the holiday and all of its strange traditions are taken very seriously.
Which seems like the place that you would want to live in.
Small town USA, right?
Look at the fucking Halloween party.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
dude, okay. If this town loves Halloween so much, why is everyone buying their costumes on Halloween night at a late night right before the parade? Everyone's like, well, time to get a costume.
It's just mainly those 4 girls.
The place is packed with people.
packed.
There's a line that they have to worry about and go through the line. They're waiting in line. There's so many people. They're not like, it's not like the place is picked over and
everybody had shit to do, Eric. They had shit to do, and they were like, "Fuck, I forgot to get my costume."
Just saying, it doesn't fit with the this town loves Halloween stuff.
Well, maybe they were too worried about decorating their house. They were going to do themselves last.
Most people are already at the parade. These are the stragglers that forgot their costumes.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. These are the well, it makes sense for the girls. I do admit they don't live there.
Maybe this is why everybody is there. Because this place is notorious for how much they love Halloween.
Halloween, the one night a year when we can pretend to be the scariest thing we can think of.
Sam's there. These girls show up there.
Do you think
Why?
Sam goes anywhere other than this town? Or is he like linked to this town?
Yeah, is he like Santa Claus or?
Right. Does he go anywhere? Could he be found anywhere?
Come to my house. I'll hang out with Sam. I'll give him some candy bars.
Yeah, you'd be fine. You just got to give him candy.
Sam was inspired by Santa Claus, actually, and the Easter Bunny and the
Sure.
Tooth Fairy.
Sure. It's an effort to make a magical character for Halloween.
I think they succeed, but we'll get to that. But yeah, I love the setup with the girls here too, and
of course you do. Of course you do.
Boobs. Where this story ends up ultimately is where I'm ecstatic. Like I love what they do with the story with the girls. And you've heard the spoiler warning at the beginning of the show every time we have one, but we're gonna spoil the fuck out of this movie. But when you find out that they're werewolves, I think that shit is awesome.
Yeah, I do too. Although I'm not the biggest fan of
the look of the werewolf.
No, the look of the werewolf is pretty good. I think.
It's more of the dog-like style.
I like the reveal. It's a good reveal.
The good reveal is good.
Maybe at the end of this, after we talk about it, let's like try to rank our stories, like our favorite stories within.
There you go.
Oh, we could do that. We could do that.
But because some are stronger than others, and I think this is in the bottom half for me.
I can see where you're coming from there. But no, I mean, I just, the thing is the first time you watch this movie, and this is what I kind of was making a case for with Jason, I think off mic last episode, but I've gotten to a point where like I have to give a movie 2 shots before I really make a solid opinion of it. Mm-hmm. And the first watch of this movie, I didn't miss all the goddamn signs that they're putting right in front of my face that these girls are the werewolves.
I don't know why we drove out here when there are perfectly good guys in the city.
Fresh meat. I ate some bad Mexican.
Mom always said she was the runt of the litter.
Hello.
Yeah. And what made me laugh the most is when she's telling the guy where the party is.
You know where Sheep's Meadow is?
Sure. Yeah.
That's
bringing
funny.
the sheep to the slaughter. Like, it is so obvious from the moment you get introduced to these girls, but your head's not there when you first start watching this movie. And that's what I love about it.
Yeah,
like,
Lori's even wearing a Little Red Riding Hood outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all right there, right?
Yeah, couldn't be any more blatant in front of your face.
But you don't pick it up the first watch.
No, I didn't. Eric, you being the person who's seen this the least amount of times. Like, do you remember the first watch? Like, were you picking up on any of that?
No, not at all. I didn't know until later
that
they had abilities or whatever.
And I love when a movie can do that. I love when they can disguise it, but also tell you blatantly what's about to happen. Like that's what I love about good storytelling, is how they dress up the answer right in front of you the entire time.
I still love the guy, the Selzner, the fucking thing. I love that line. That'd be 23330D. I mean, double D, because I mean,
ridiculous.
She's like leaning forward with everything hanging out, trying to ring it. That'd be 23330D.
The thing is that girl was not a double D. That girl was not even a D. Like that girl didn't have very big boobies.
Yeah, he just starts saying measurements.
It's the corset doing the work.
That is Anna Paquin's first line is,
I am not wearing this. It's too small. My tits keep popping out.
That's the idea.
Oscar-winning actress, great first lines.
And what's funny is, like, we're talking about how late this movie came out. I mean, we got other X-Men movies, and she went on to do True Blood and got recognition there before this even came out.
Yeah.
And she'd already made the movie. So when this came out, you're like, God, that's a young Anna Paquin compared to watching her on True Blood for however many seasons that went on. We get a jump back to, we find out who the kid is kicking pumpkins over and shit, dragging the bag, and it's our other guy, Charlie. So we're moving on to the other story.
And let me just say, fuck this kid.
Dude, yeah. Well, he's breaking the rules. He's knocking the pumpkins out. He's blowing them out by kicking them over.
And stealing candy.
Yeah, because I like that. He goes up there, take one piece, and he just loaded up, and he gets busted by the principal. And he even says he's got diabetes.
I love this whole exchange with the principal and this kid. I mean, the kid doesn't say much, but I kind of love how the principal is just sort of like blatantly honest with this kid and an absolute fucking horror. Like, I think Dylan Baker's performance, whether you like the story or not, I think his performance in the movie is good in his story. We'll get to the other performance.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. But I love this exchange on the steps when he's telling him, about, jack-o'-lanterns and Halloween. He's giving out the rules. We're actually getting the lay down of the rules, and he's sitting there, with the knives, and you think something's kind of up. He's like, I had to go buy some new knives. Mine were dull. Who goes and buys a whole nother set of knives because they're dull?
Who goes and gets a costume on Halloween night? I mean, people are just, they got shit to do in this town, man.
Yeah.
While he's eating the candy, still sitting there, and you kind of start. I love the Foley, the sound production right here.
Yeah.
You hear him gurgle like his gut.
Okay. Need a rope here?
Get the bubble guts going there, man.
Always check your candy.
Because he's trying to be all like sinister, happy. He never even gets it out because he just pukes, and he pukes right onto the fucking camera.
That's really my favorite part of this whole story, is how he's trying to be so cold and calculated and like this movie serial killer, and everything keeps bringing him back to reality that he's just a fucking guy.
Right. He's not really scary.
Yeah. Right.
He's the Barney Fife of serial killers for this town, dude. He's like a joke.
Yeah, but I mean, Dylan Baker's performance is scary. Like when he is putting it on, I think he's scary, but I just love that every time he tries to do something, he just continues to get interrupted. That's what I really love about this story. Other than that, yeah, it's not the greatest story in the movie.
I mean, I love that you dragging the body, and Charlie's pretty much dead at this point, puking down his shirt, which has got blood mixed in with chocolate. Is this a Metallica Load album? That is. But he's doing it, and then the doorbell rings, and it's trick-or-treaters, and they scare him.
Yeah.
When they start screaming at him. And but you see the one kid, the pirate kid, he looks back and he's like, what the hell's going on here, But this is we get our first real frontal introduction of Sam.
Yeah.
Because the kids turn around and leave, and Sam's there with his bag out.
Yep.
And I fell
nice
in love
reveal
right there. I love that.
Yeah, it's just a little. It's you don't have any reason to think he's anybody other than a trick or treater, other than the fact that his costume's really cool for a little kid.
It's a lot better than all the other kids' costumes.
It's not the costume in a box that you got when you were a kid with the plastic mask and all,
Yeah.
What I love the most about Sam is the fact that they actually got a 6-year-old, or it was either a 6-year-old or a 9-year-old to play Sam.
It was really important to me too that Sam be portrayed by a kid, because a kid moves differently than a little person. Quinn Lord, at the age of 9, I think he came in. And we had little people too for stunts and for photo doubles, but for the majority of scenes involving Sam, I really wanted Quinn to be the person inside the suit, because there's a sort of awkward clumsiness that kids have whenever they sort of scamper around.
Hey, look, Sam's right here.
I was curious about that.
That's probably my favorite shot of him, is that introduction, and when he turns to go off the porch, like, it just, you can tell that it's like a little kid running away from the porch. Like,
right.
that those little nuances that they put into this movie are what set it apart for me.
Yeah, I definitely like everything about Sam. Like, I like the rules he follows. I like the look of him. Yeah, Sam's cool.
I like as he goes down the fucking porch, he's dragging his bag and here, there's fucking cat in the fucking bags, dude. Love it. I mean, it's just the little things, man. It's just those little nuances that's like the sound people did in this movie is great. I love it.
And this story also sort of introduces the fact that all of these stories are going to be connected in some way. You've got everything going on in the backyard along with the old man next door who they haven't introduced us to yet. Yeah. But you have this whole exchange that will come back later. And I find that super creative and just gives me another reason to think this movie's fucking brilliant.
But we get into the house and everything that's going on with the creepy, I'm poisoning the kids. He's dragging the bodies around in the house. And he gets outside he's obviously done this before. He's already got a hole dug, got a tarp over it. He's ready to go. There's already a body in the hole.
With like worms and stuff all over it. I'd never noticed that until like the last watch. But yeah, there's like worms and shit crawling all over it too.
Yeah, it already smells out there. So
What in God's name are you doing down there, Wilkins? Huh? Hiding bodies?
Septic tank is acting up.
Is that what that smell is? It stinks like a dead whore out here.
Again, like a dead on the nose joke that fucking works.
But dude, and this is where I don't know, the kid Billy, because remember he's digging. You're thinking everything's going good. Daddy out the fucking window. I'm like, I would have strangled this fucking.
See, this is the part of the movie that I'm getting. I'm like, I'm feeling impatient. I don't know why, but like I'm like, all right, let's get through this. And then he interrupts him again and again, and it's like, I don't know why, but I'm just like, I want to be on to the next thing. I'm bored here.
I can understand why you think that way. I think
I get it.
Yeah, like Billy. I love Billy, but Billy's a little fucking brat, dude.
Charlie Brown's an asshole.
Billy Wilkins. Language.
That's my favorite. That's the reason I like Billy, though, is because he says that.
It's funny to recontextualize their conversation, because you're like, is this kid stupid? Like, he doesn't realize what his dad's doing out here. Like,
right.
First time you see that, you think that the kid's just, everything's going over his head. But in reality, he knows exactly what his dad's doing. And he's saying, Billy, just be quiet. You know, like, be quiet.
Yeah, because when he's talking to him, he's kind of hiding the stuff in the hole. Like,
right?
Does he know Billy can't see? Or I mean, he's on the second story. He can obviously see what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, and then he's always saying that, don't forget to help me with the eyes thing. And you're like, he says it twice. So you're like, that's going to come back for something. Like, that's going to mean something. But watching some of the behind the scenes again, Michael Dougherty said that he wanted the kids to have this like Peanuts-esque feel, and watching it again with knowing that, like, I do kind of get that whole Charlie Brown, and the fact that they make the Charlie Brown joke about Charlie Brown being an asshole just makes it even funnier for me now.
Theory time.
Okay.
What's his name? Billy?
Yeah.
Billy.
What if Billy grows up to be Art the clown? That's where he learned to make head jack-o'-lanterns.
Michael Myers is good at making head jack-o'-lanterns
too. Yes. True. Dude, you totally look like a Valerian.
Yes.
You went from being Josh to doing House of the Dragon cosplay over here.
Now you need a House of the Dragon or a dragon behind you.
Yeah. And then you hear all this shit going on, and then he gets the body in the hole. There's a kid still alive because then Mr. Creek can hear him. And I love him, like he's shoving that fucking shovel like down in his fucking wrist to the kid that's still alive down there. I'm like, the shit going on in that hole is brutal.
It's very it's very reminiscent of that scene in House where he's trying to bury the big monster girl and the hand keeps coming out from underneath the trash bag.
But I love the exchange because you don't know about Billy yet.
Right.
And he goes, Mommy, I want caramel apples. Daddy, I want to do that. Daddy, I want to go to the parade. Daddy, I wish Mommy wasn't dead. You know, or Mommy was still alive. You know, shit like this. So you're thinking he's going in the house, and then Billy scares the shit out of him.
You get the feeling that he like all this is because of what Billy wants, not so much what his dad wants. You think, or I don't know, like what's the motivation? Because he does seem afraid of Billy. Like,
well, that's
right?
that's the thing that they kind of leave open ended. Yeah, like. So you know when he says "Daddy, I wish Mommy was still alive," like does that give you the indication that
maybe he killed Mommy?
He killed Mommy.
Daddy, I wish Mommy was still alive.
Yeah, the whole thing, and when he gets in the house with all this shit going on, you're thinking that the dad, he's gonna fucking take. He says, "Just got to go down to the basement," and it's like he's gonna fucking kill this kid. He's tired of his bullshit, the fucking whining and blah blah blah. And he gets there and he has that knife behind his back. No, he's walking down there with a knife. And he's like, he's going to kill the kid. And you see all of his mask on the walls. I was like, God, this was like Josh or Jason's house here. All the mask and walls in the basement. Too bad I don't have a basement. When he kept saying, and help me with the eyes. And you just see him shove that fucking knife down like that. And you hear it clunk. You're like, holy shit, this guy just killed a kid in this fucking horror movie. And then when he zooms down, he's still alive. And then you see that it's Charlie's
he just
head.
stabbed it really hard for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he said help him with the eyes. He didn't cut out the eyes. He just stabbed the head.
Subverting expectations. Like, again, like they're going to
subvert. It's a cool twist.
Yeah, they subvert your expectations of where the story is going to go in almost every turn.
Yeah.
You know? And even when they don't, like they still twist it a little bit, and we'll get to that with the last segment, but yeah, you figure all this out, and then there's the switch between stories here. You're still kind of following the werewolf girls, and then you get this other group of kids, which I'll dub the Peanuts.
That definitely resonates. Like I think everybody has gone trick-or-treating and shown up at a Halloween party, like an adult Halloween party, where there's like a lot going on in there, and you're like, kind of looking past who's in there, like, whoa, there's a freaking party in there. That definitely resonated with me.
Man, I want to go to one of those Halloween parties. That looked like a fun Halloween party.
Hell yeah.
Well, what do we think about the cougar offering them the drink, and it'll be their little secret?
Their teacher, right? She was a teacher at the school.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that was. Coach Taylor was in a hot dog costume, but fucking a pig, I think.
Oh my gosh.
But this story kind of harkens back to the other aspect that Michael Dougherty wanted to stick with this movie was...
To me, Halloween isn't just about the horror. There's a fun aspect to it. You know, if it was really terrifying, we wouldn't be sending our kids out into the streets at night dressed up in costumes knocking on strangers' doors. There's a certain safe, fun quality to it.
And I think that's where these stories kind of work well as well. Like you've got these group of kids who are pranking another kid. This is a very Carrie influenced sort of story, and I kind of get that with this one, with the more attractive young man,
right, manipulating the kind of nerdy girl,
Rhonda,
Rhonda,
who they call
she's an idiot savant,
Me at that age, I don't think I would have known what an idiot savant even is.
Yeah.
But they don't call her a very nice name at first, but I do like this story where it kind of you introduce these kids, and then they're just being your normal kids pranking a little girl that's just not part of the part of the crowd.
They're collecting pumpkins too, and you don't know what they're collecting the pumpkins for. And you hear what's his name, Schrader say, "That's all you got?" And he says, "Yes, somebody went through and busted up all the pumpkins." Charlie,
yeah,
get the tie into that. But then we get the jump. Actually, remember, we don't follow the kids. We jump back to the parade again.
Mm-hmm.
And we go down the alley with the dark stranger.
This is the part of the movie I think you could cut.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It doesn't make sense. I don't like it. It's making you think there's a vampire, right?
Yeah.
So what does he actually do to that girl in the alley?
He's just biting her. He's just
biting her with those.
Is he,
really
or is
good.
he stabbing her and we don't see it? Like,
No,
she
he's
falls down.
biting. He bites her. He's got blood in his mouth because remember later she's like,
Right,
wow,
but
these are
does
really
she die?
good.
Well, I mean, at this point, you're thinking it's a vampire. We already know that it's the principal dude, and like maybe he is drinking the blood. Maybe he is trying to be. Maybe he's trying to be Jeffrey Dahmer. Like, we don't know, but I think it was a poor like. And I understand it ties his story up, and it's like, oh, he did bad shit, and he gets what's coming to him. But I think they could have just did a completely different character here.
It's almost like a bridge in a song that probably didn't need to be there.
Yeah, it's like that one extra thing that was like, that might have been a little too much. Like, I like the creativity, how they're trying to tie everything together, but it doesn't always have to work like they make it work with this one. I don't think he's super important to that story. But I do, you do want justice for him because he's doing heinous shit. But like,
right,
I don't know.
Anyone who breaks the rules has to die. So if they don't kill him, then somebody else has to kill him. I'm looking at the rules, right? The rules about Halloween, and if you break the rules, then you'll die in this movie, right?
Right.
What's his name? Charlie breaks the rules by breaking the pumpkins, and he dies by the hand of the principal, right? Principal breaks the rules. How?
Yeah.
Is it by killing the girl in the alley?
I think
killing people
I think it's
who don't deserve it.
Yeah, he's getting away with murder, so you can't do that.
Right. Like I thought maybe it was because he was killing people who were enjoying Halloween, like who weren't breaking the rules. It was okay to kill the Charlie kid. I'm trying to understand the logic. Yeah.
This is why I think this is the weakest link of the movie. Like,
well, I mean, and I think the only part I do like about it is he does that, and I kind of like how she runs out into the parade and they discount her because it's a fucking Halloween parade. It's a girl running around with blood all, and you're drunk.
Yeah.
She runs into Henry and Emma.
Yep.
Out there. Well, so that's a tie-in. They haven't made it home yet, obviously, because they're still at the parade. And when he shows up, he kills her. I like how he just sticks her right there next to the other drunk, passed out guy.
Yeah.
And leave her, and then we move on from there. I think.
So he does kill her.
Yeah, she's dead.
How? By biting her with fake teeth?
Well, she was bleeding a lot.
Yeah,
dude, he had blood.
Did he stab her? And
he may
I don't
have
know.
stabbed her later just to finish her off.
It's well documented that I hate parades.
You hate parades?
Yeah. I hate
I'll
parades.
give you a little bit of information about parades. If you like a parade, stand in the same spot. Don't follow it. It never changes.
That's great advice. Great advice. I don't like parades. I don't enjoy crowds. You got all these people looking in one direction. They're not paying attention. You got a poor girl that needs help. Nobody gives her the time of day. Parades will get you killed. Okay. And they're boring. And you have to go early to like wait, get a seat, and then it's boring anyway. Ugh. Hate parades. I hate large crowds. Yeah.
Actually, let me go ahead and just say, fuck parades.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I second that.
I don't know if it's a Halloween parade. I'm going.
Nah, I'm good.
I mean, that parade actually looked kind of fun, but whatever.
But either way, we tie up this thing. We go back to the kids, and we find out, Rhonda is very well versed in Halloween. Samhain.
You must really like Halloween.
You mean Samhain?
All Hallows Eve.
Did we ever say Samhain before this movie, Jason?
I don't think so. I always said Sam Hain.
Sam Hain was the way. Like, you've got Danzig, number one, and his band, Sam Hain. And then you've got Sam Hain in Halloween 2, which we've heard most of our lives.
Sam Hain. It means the Lord of the Dead.
And then when she starts saying Samhain in this, I was like, is that right? But
hey, tomato.
Let's go ahead and talk about some of the cast members. Almost Famous.
I know that, dude.
I don't know them. I know her. Haven't you ever heard of that guy? That guy who was in that movie that was out last year?
I'm sort of famous for being almost famous.
Almost Famous, where we recognize those actors in the background that we've seen somewhere. We just don't really know where we've seen them before. A handful of them in this movie. They're number one. I just want to say I'm surprised that they have Anna Paquin in this movie. Like, I think that was their biggest get.
Do you guys like Anna Paquin? Like you watched that show, right? True Blood.
Well,
I watched it.
That wouldn't be why I like Anna Paquin.
Do you like Anna Paquin?
I think she's a good actress. Yes.
I liked her in Almost Famous.
Let's deflower the kid.
Very bit part in Almost Famous.
Yeah, very bit part. Yeah.
But someone that I recognize in this movie that I see all over the place, but they've never really kind of gotten like that nudge into the big time is Leslie Bibb, the girl from the beginning of the movie.
Yes,
Yeah.
she's on my list.
You see her in all kinds of stuff, man. It just doesn't seem like she can get over that hump into like stardom. She's just always an Almost Famous, like she's been the romantic interest for people in movies and shit like that, but like never really like the star of the movie, you know?
Right, the girlfriend or the friend of
right
someone. Iron Man 2.
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
Talladega Nights.
Supper's ready. Come on, y'all. Been slaving over this for hours.
It's like, you know, you see her, but I would be surprised if a lot of people know that her name's Leslie Bibb, honestly. Like,
no, I certainly wouldn't, but I recognize her immediately. So yeah, that's a perfect suggestion.
She does have that face.
You just want to jam a giant lollipop in it.
Yeah.
I see that face. I just want to fucking. Oh.
Well, if that's what you want to see, this is the movie for it. That's actually going to be my pick for Almost Famous. What about you guys, Jason?
I went with Dylan Baker.
Thought you would.
Happy Halloween.
Yep,
I like Dylan Baker.
So did I.
Dude,
So did I.
Spider-Man. You know, the original Dr.
Doc
Kirk
Connor.
Connors.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was a Secretariat, Selma, a few other things. I mean, he's definitely got that. He's got that recognizable face, like what's his name, William H. Macy.
Yeah,
they have that similar thing. He's kind of like the guy the not Tom Hardy guy,
right?
They have that kind of thing, you know. That's with him and William H. Macy. Like they could almost kind of play some of the same characters.
Yeah, so. It's when you're talking about a movie that Dylan Baker's in. It's like William H. Macy's like, nope, that's not William H. Macy. Yeah, I mean, I figured you guys would say him. Brian Cox also, like Brian Cox is. He's in a big TV show right now.
I think Brian Cox is a legend. I don't think that.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
he's too famous.
He was in X-Men before this.
X-Men well, I mean, he was the first Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah, he was a Manhunter. Went in to do. He was in Troy, the big TV show he's in now. Whatever.
Rushmore.
Yeah, Yeah, he's been in too much to be.
So what you're saying is Brian Cox isn't Almost Famous. He's just famous.
Yeah, what we're saying is go fuck yourself.
All right, I'll go do that.
All right.
Was there anybody else you guys recognized in this movie? Because it's a fairly like nobody cast, honestly.
Yeah,
no, not really. On my list, I had Dylan Baker and Leslie Bibb, so
that's really that's about all. No.
At this point, I mean, even at this point, I think Anna Paquin's a household name because of X-Men. I think she was. Oh, yeah. This was around that heyday, like.
Yeah, Rogue. She was the Rogue.
I think we could split Almost Famous with Leslie Bibb and Dylan Baker. I think they can share it for this.
They're
episode.
both excellent examples. I would say Dylan Baker has done more whilst staying, not a recognizable name, but she's a great close second place for me.
Yeah. He's got that recognizable face. He's just not made.
He's been in
just
A-list. Damn near everything you can think of. Yeah. That would be the greatest for me, like to be an actor that has like a great career, be in all kinds of awesome movies, but not be like the super famous.
Yeah, you can
That's
still go
like
out
the
to
sweet
dinner.
spot. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you're not in the tabloids. No one's probably. Yeah. You don't really have to deal with paparazzi. You're just sort of a working actor. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you're banking. Your bank accounts. Yeah, your bank account's good. You got cars.
You're working with top tier actors and directors and stuff like that, but you're just a character actor that comes in and out, make your cash.
Well, what it is he shows up and I said, I thought we cast William H. Macy. What the hell? Well, he's here.
We got you the next best thing, okay, director? All right, Steven Spielberg. So back to where we were with the Peanuts, as I will dub them.
Yeah, we're back to the kids, and they're going to the quarry.
The query?
They're going to the where? Where are they going?
The query. The quarry.
The query. I have a query.
So Eric, are you are you hot or cold on this story? What do you think about this one?
This is my least favorite.
Really?
Oh man, I love this story.
No, I don't like Rhonda. That's my biggest problem.
I like your eye patch.
Dude, I love Rhonda. How could you not like Rhonda?
Her voice, her acting, her delivery, the whole thing.
Dude, she's an idiot savant. You're making fun of idiot savant. You heard that, people. He's making fun of idiot savant.
She does not seem like anyone with any kind of disability.
She seems like a normal kid that might be shy.
She seems like a normal kid that can't act. That's it. Just a normal kid with poor acting abilities.
Harshness to the little kids from a dad. He's so mean.
Hey. Well, I will kind of side with Eric on this one a little bit, because what I find most interesting about this story is the story within the story of the guy who drives the kids off of the rock quarry.
No, he did not drive those kids off of rock quarry.
Well,
he was gonna.
You know what I mean, Mr. Fucking Details.
They died because of him. You know, I'm gonna admit now that when I was writing my segment and it was talking about Michael Phelps, and I was looking for jokes, I was trying to figure out a joke like a swimming joke, and there was a joke that I didn't include it. And now here I am saying it anyway, but it was what's yellow and can't swim, and it was a bus full of school children.
Wow, dark.
I left it off because I just thought it was in poor taste.
Wow.
Wow.
You guys laughed. You're on the hook.
Big bird tied to a cinder block at the bottom of the lake.
I'll be the first person to admit that I like fucked up humor. So
I do too. I
love it. Yeah.
What I don't like is recording myself making jokes like that. That's what I don't like. And releasing it to the public.
It's on the internet forever now.
Yeah, dude.
10 years from now, I'm going to get canceled for that one.
Eric, do you recall in 2022 when you said
Yeah, I'm at the presidential debate. I'm like leading candidate, and they bring it up. It's like the October surprise. Eric Shepard makes joke about dying school children. Damn it. There goes the presidency.
Yes, Jason from the National Enquirer. Thank you, Mr. Eric. Do you remember in 2022 when you made a horrible joke about drowning kids in a bus?
No, that's not real.
Will you please elaborate on this?
That's deepfake AI technology. That was not me. It's fake news. That didn't happen.
I'm sorry, Mr. Shepard. You're going to have to pay the amount of $1.2 billion to the families of that died in that school bus.
It was fiction.
Oh, God. It's tapping out of this.
We're talking about current events here.
We're getting more
VHS
problematic.
files.
You made it somehow worse.
But we get here and we obviously think there's something up. Dude, I want to know, in what town is there a working construction elevator that's going down to a quarry that has obviously had people die in it, with the bus crashing there, and it's working. So these kids could just go up and down this rickety ass rusted fucking elevator.
And the bus was never removed. The bodies were never removed.
They just left it.
The bus is only halfway submerged.
I want to know what kind of parents would pay a bus driver to drive their kids off of a cliff. Like,
ask Eric Shepard.
That's
he
pretty
knows.
dark. That they were like like the idea that they were troubled kids. Like it's it's a short bus. Let's just acknowledge that it is a short bus with troubled kids, which could mean a variety of things.
That's the part I didn't like. They were saying they were trouble, and it was like a stain on the community or whatever for their parents and stuff like that. Yeah. And I'm like, these weren't kids that were going out and beating up other kids and stuff. They're obviously
actually we don't know what these kids did, Jason. They could have beat up other kids.
Yeah, but I'm just saying
we don't get a full history of these kids. Although we do get the kid that's kind of counting the thing, which makes it seem like he's autistic, or
makes it seem like these are maybe kids that are on the spectrum, or
right. And it's like, well, let's just drown them all.
So that's what I'm saying. You got to it makes these parents even worse. It's not the fact that their kids were horrible. It's just that there was something wrong with them and they didn't want to deal with it anymore. And that's what they say.
Yeah, they seem to be drawing lines between that and Rhonda, right? Like Rhonda survives because, she's not bad like the other kids that would pick on people like that, or that she's like them also, that she's maybe on the spectrum. They suggest this with certain terminology, the R word.
I think that would be where you have to make the connection to Rhonda
Yeah.
and these kids.
And she's a little like, you know, a little strange, a little socially awkward, things
Right.
like that.
Mhm.
But she just seems a little socially awkward. She doesn't come across to me as autistic per se, but
Right.
But yeah, it's I don't feel like she's a great performance. I like the story, like you guys said. I like the costumes, the imagery on the bus. Like, of
Oh,
the
dude, those
kids all wearing
costumes
the
are
costume.
creepy as fuck.
They are good. They are good. I love the classic Dracula mask and some of that stuff.
The clown mask.
My favorite one is the bag,
That bag,
with the
dude.
smiley face
No
on it.
face.
It's
Like
so
cutout
good,
magazines,
Dude. It
yeah.
is. It's funny to look at, but it's slightly fucking creepy, man. Like,
Right. In the right context, it's creepy.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's what I like about that one, and it's heartbreaking when you see the kid in the Dracula mask, you know, just keep saying wrong way, like
Wrong way. Yeah,
it makes it hard to watch. I will say that it makes it hard to watch.
I like that he gets loose, and then you think the bus driver's going to get his too because the kid drives the bus off of the cliff. He doesn't know any better.
Right.
But then of course we see the bus driver survives. He's climbing up on the edge of the quarry, but everything's done. Everybody thinks he's dead. The driver died or whatever. It's all done.
Right, because apparently no one went in, no EMTs, no coroner went in, no police went in to get the bodies out of there. They left them all down there. They just assume the bus driver's down there too. That's kind of weird, but all right. And we keep this elevator powered up, ready to go. This is goofy, you guys. This shit is goofy.
All right, but maybe one of the parents was like the mayor of the town or a police chief, and he kind of just wanted it taken care of. He says, "Hey, I got you. I'll cover."
Yeah.
I mean, he is still alive, so I mean, there could be some truth to that.
Yeah.
But
anyway, we cut back to now, and they're obviously playing a fucking horrible joke on Rhonda because of her, whatever he was like. Said she may be on the spectrum or just slow or something like that, but she's smarter than all the other ones.
It is a cruel joke.
Yeah, I mean, she falls down. It's a joke gone bad. She breaks her glasses, knocks herself out, and they're scaring her. I love when she wakes up and fucking wow, knocks the fuck out of the one. Dude, I was like, that's awesome. I'm glad you. But she's crying, dude. That's when I start feeling bad for her, man. It's like she's crying.
Before that, you thought it was funny? You sick bastard.
No, my name isn't Eric Shepard. I don't have to get canceled in 2042. And I love children. I don't want them to die in a bus wreck, Eric.
I don't recall saying that.
Can I get the transcript of this show?
That was AI deepfake.
Like I said, you get down there and it's Halloween night, you know, and that's what she's talking about, where the veil between the living and the dead is the thinnest, all this kind of stuff. And they realize, oh shit, we fucked up. We played this horrible trick. And then all of a sudden they hear the voices and what the hell's going on. And then it was Schrader and Rhonda are still up there and they hear them screaming. They're like, oh, what the fuck are they doing again? Blah, blah, blah. And then they're running. Next thing you know, I love when the one girl that had the braces, she gets drugged back by her fucking chains.
Yeah, I do like the chains. Like they've got chains hanging from them, which makes them easier to catch. Which is kind of a nice little detail.
But you know, all that's happening and everything's fucked up. That's why I said I like Rhonda, because Rhonda gets on the fucking elevator with her pumpkin and sits there, and they're like, help us, help us, help us. She reaches to pick the key up. You think she's gonna, and she puts it in there and turns that motherfucker on, and she goes, that's why I love Rhonda. She
actually, I don't know if you've seen this movie, Jason, but she does not turn a key. She pushes a button.
Oh, pushes the button. Yeah, you know what I mean.
So I think I know this movie a little better than you do. Okay?
Yeah, you do. At that point,
a little
but
better.
Either way, she goes up. And dude, it would have been better here to just do a Danny McBride, just like, hey, we're going up the fucking elevator. You know, fuck you guys. That's the part I like, and I love the shot of the outshot of her coming up the elevator, and it stops and opens, and it kind of zooms in, and then you get Sam hanging out watching her, and it's like they pass each other like they're friends.
Oh, yeah, he's in. I think that's the one where he's in like the pipe.
Yeah, like a culvert.
He's standing in the pipe, and I love. She walks by, and he just kind of turns his head, and it's just sort of like one of those.
Oh, but speaking of Sam, in the flashback, he's there poking a crow. He has a crow, and he's playing with that as the bus goes by. So he was there then too. Maybe
Does that tie in, I wonder, to Sam's costume being the way it is?
Yes, it is actually.
Oh, yeah.
So when I started designing him, I was imagining this feature called Sam, and there's this little character that is born in a pumpkin patch, and you'll see like a knife come from inside a pumpkin and start carving his way out, and then he grabs a mask off of a scarecrow, and he's off into town to enforce the rules of Halloween. It's a scene I'd love to see. Might shoot someday, maybe for a sequel or something.
I do like that Sam wears a costume because it's Halloween.
Yeah.
Right? Like he wears a mask.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what he looks like. Of course, he looks crazier under the mask, but I
Right.
do
Oh,
like that he has his costume on. He's following the rules. He's got his costume. He's trick-or-treating. He's not just a monster,
True.
All right. So we're back
All
to
right.
Lori, and she's hasn't found a man. She's talking to her sister on the phone. She knows she's got to get out to the party because I love how her sister, I found you a guy. And he said, is he good looking? And you see the baby got dressed as the
No,
baby.
she says,
Is he young?
Is he cute?
Cute. Yeah.
No, he says, is he young? Have you guys watched this movie? She says, is he young? And he's dressed like a baby. And she goes, oh, yeah, he's young. Like, that's the baby joke. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Apparently that joke went over mine and Jason's head.
We have seen it too many times. We just don't pay attention to that shit anymore.
But you still get the Little Red Riding Hood aspect of it, of her and this, and then the guy following her.
Yeah, because we see the stranger notices her before she goes walking toward Sheep's, whatever it's called.
Sheep's Meadow.
Meadow.
Yeah, and this whole pursuit of her, like, it's a good little twist of this, and
hey, Eric, did they have your white rim sunglasses back
Yeah,
there?
I just getting some new frames. Go ahead.
You go shopping.
You can be anything you want to be today, Eric. It's Halloween.
It's fun.
Yeah, like you said, the Little Red Riding Hood episode, she's walking through the woods. I like it. The whole pathway is like lit with pumpkins. Like, you know where to go. I mean, is this like a party central, or did these girls lay out the pathway to, hey?
See, that's something that doesn't quite tie, because it's like, oh, we're going to this party in the woods, and there's a path of pumpkins to it. It's like, how secret is this party? I mean,
Depends on how far out in the woods they are, I guess.
I guess.
Yeah, they had to have set this up, right? They set it up and they draw all these dudes out there, and they're, you think that she's a virgin.
Is she a virgin?
She? A virgin?
Yes, a virgin.
Well, yeah, they said she is a virgin.
She hasn't had her first kill.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Is what they're really talking about.
Yeah,
Double
'cause he said she's
meaning.
22
Double
years
meaning.
old. Yeah, double meanings. 22 years old. You're still a virgin. We understand. And just waiting for the right thing, right guy or whatever.
So when they're at the costume store, the sister says it's tradition. Is she talking about the costume or the killing someone on Halloween?
I think it might be a little bit of both, because she said, I hate this costume or whatever like that. And she said it's tradition. So I kind of wonder if they all had to do
I think
this.
she's saying just that they have to wear costumes.
Yeah.
That makes more sense than anything. Anyway, it's funny that they put her in the Red Riding Hood costume, though.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the stranger finds her in the woods, attacks her. And you think, oh, shit. And then we cut back to the party. All the crazy shit's going on. And then we see this not black coat, but her Red Riding Hood thing fall from the fucking tree line. And you're like, shit, he was a vampire. He fucking killed her, and he drops her there. And the vampire is coming to kill all the girls now. And I love the reveal.
It's my first time, so.
But the influence for these girls turning into werewolves was from The Howling.
For me, I don't think it was until we saw The Howling that you actually saw female werewolves. And I could never shake that image from my head.
Guessing it's the nymphomaniac and not the puppy dog at the end, because none of these werewolves look like that. But yeah, I mean, a link to The Howling right here. It was inspired that these females would be werewolves.
Well, I like it because, after they unveil and they start talking to him, you see Laurie's character walk in there and she's got blood on her. And he said, what happened? He said, well, he bit me. And you kind of see him looking around and he sees all these guys on the ground, and they're dead, and they're bleeding from the neck.
That's the reveal that I was going to say was you've got this party going on in the background. You pan over to this situation, and as you pan back, you realize only the women are still alive. All the men are dead now. And that's a great reveal. Like that's a cooler reveal than, oh, he's not a vampire or fake teeth. Like I just love that sort of where the camera lifts up and you start to get the lay of this party and like everybody's dead.
Yeah.
Except
Hot dog guy's dead. Everybody's dead. Cue the Marilyn Manson tune right here.
Marilyn Manson.
And you know something's about to fucking happen. And dude, I actually like the transformation of, if they're kind of doing the whole skinwalker transformation where they just rip the layers of skin off.
I wanted to ask you guys, I mean, since we have talked about The Howling so very recently and the transformation in that, and if it was good or bad, like this is a different take on it. And I do like it, the pulling off of the skin and everything. It gives it a different feel. I think it's and they wanted to do that. They said they'd seen the transformation of the snout growing and all of that stuff. They wanted to do something a little different, and I think they succeeded. I think it works.
Oh, absolutely! Dude, I think it looks great.
I love the blonde sister, the older, when they stick the fingernail in the back and start opening up her
like a
skin.
zipper.
Yeah. Just peels it back, dude, and grabs the arm. I love it. The one that throws her leg up on the tree stump and just pulls off the freaking skin.
Well, they start undressing first, which I think also plays into that metaphor of like, so they start to take off their clothes first, and then they take their skin off too. And
we get us some werewolf boob reveal there. That's pretty nice.
Werewolf
boobs before they're hairy.
Yeah, there would be like 8 if you got it after, right?
No,
if my dog is any indication of how dog nipples work, I believe.
So there are parts human to the dog-like thing.
Okay, so they've got the other features, but when it comes to, they retain their human breasts. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm going with. Yeah, me and the werewolf people.
All Jason's werewolf people out there, sound off and let us know how many nipples a werewolf has.
Yes.
Does it stay 2 or does it grow?
But I can honestly say this after, because this didn't come out till later. We were already watching True Blood and everything like that. She looks pretty damn hot as a werewolf when she's sitting on top of him and her face is changing. That's pretty nice looking. I was like, okay, Anna Paquin.
Well, I gotta say, Jason, this sounds like definitely a fantasy of yours. I think this is tapping into something.
Hey, if this is what it takes to become a werewolf, I'm down.
You don't feel too bad for old Mr. Wilkinson or whatever his name is.
Well, because look at everything he's done all night.
What a way to go.
God, if James Woods was watching this movie with Jason, he'd look over him and go,
"Did I give you wood?"
Mahogany.
This is Jason's like Princess Leia fantasy, I think.
I want you to go put on this Red Riding Hood outfit
and this wolf mask.
Oh, great. But it's a good scene. I mean, like Eric said, it's probably not his favorite scene, but it is definitely good. Like I said, the only thing I wasn't too keen on is, I'm picky about the way my werewolves look in movies. They're more of the dog, like, because he's walking up like this. He looks more like they're in the dog position of their bodies instead of standing upright.
It's doggy style, Jason.
So if they're on all fours, wouldn't we just assume they have multiple, like not multiple, but 8 nipples?
Dude, it's like him hung up with nipples. It's Josh with pubes.
I gotta know. Inquiring minds want to know.
When does this happen in the story? Because you remember when Rhonda and them were walking.
Werewolves.
Did she hear them howling?
Howling after they make their kill?
Yeah.
Probably, right? Yeah.
And then we cut to animated werewolf sex.
Yeah, animated werewolf sex.
Now I'm trying to remember, guys, at the very end, when we're back at the beginning again, do we see Rhonda or any of the kids in that?
Yes, we do. We see all of them.
We see Rhonda. No, we don't see the kids, right? We just see Rhonda.
We see all of the surviving characters.
Right. I'm just talking about timelines, right?
Yeah, we're
because that takes place before the girls kill the things, and that's Rhonda walking by herself. Does she have? Is Rhonda? Has she already watched her friends die at that point?
Yes.
Yes.
At the
So
end
that's
of the movie.
before the girls.
No, this is after the girls have done their deed.
When they're in the car at the end, that's
Yes.
after.
Yes, this is the
So they
after
put their
party.
skin in their suits, their costumes back on. That doesn't make
Yeah, they
sense.
still got to put that shit back on.
They
bro.
gotta go back to living their regular lives.
No.
Yes.
Okay, but no, because it's the beginning with the girl and the guy.
No. The
Okay,
beginning of
Bibb.
the movie is the end of the movie.
I know. At the end of the movie, which is the beginning of the movie with Leslie Bibb, the car drives up and it's got all the girls pre-transformation.
No, it's afterwards.
You think it's afterwards?
It is afterwards.
It's them switched back.
They have switched back to human form and are leaving.
They're laughing because they just had a grand old time at their werewolf party with their werewolf friends, and Jason wasn't invited.
I wasn't invited.
Seems like their costumes would be covered in blood and their makeup wouldn't be perfect anymore and all that kind of stuff.
No, the costumes would be covered in blood because they took it all off and laid it to
They
the side.
they tore it all off. They didn't neatly fold their
Maybe
shit.
they did. Maybe you didn't see it.
I don't know about the... I would like to watch the end of that again.
Let us know in the comments below what you think about the end of this movie.
I would like to just see a timeline of this movie and where everything fits together. You know,
Eric, this isn't Inception, man. We don't need a whole breakdown. It's not that hard. Did you ever want to know the timeline of Trick or Treat? It's probably pretty fucking easy, but we're going to lay it out here for you anyway. Well, until we can figure out the timeline to this fucking movie, Jason, whose tagline is it anyway?
Hey, this is the Halloween version of Whose Tagline Is It Anyway, where the points matter and Josh can go fuck himself with a candy cane. Or whatever.
Candy cane.
I don't know. Just something candy.
What is this, the Clerks comic book?
Yeah.
Oh, good reference.
All right, taglines. Again, I write some, Hollywood does. Let's see which one of these idiots can figure out who it is and how bad I wrote them this week. We're going to keep it small. 5, Josh said. That's all I get. So I don't get a 20-minute segment like Eric does.
Whoa! Shots fired. What'd I do?
All right, ready? Here we go, guys. You ready? Trick or treat version here. And the good thing about it, this movie has been re-released a few times. The rules were meant to protect us.
Fake.
Fake.
It is fake. I wrote.
I'm still in it.
Poison, drowning, claw, or knife. So many ways to take a life.
Wow.
I'm going to say fake.
It's so clever, but yeah, I'm going to say fake as well.
It is real.
Oh!
Sorry, Eric.
What do you mean?
He led you astray because Eric's like, we're tied now, so I'm just going to keep answering what Josh answers. All right, you ready? You better watch out. I'm telling you why. Sam is coming to town.
Fake.
I'm going to say it's real.
It's real.
God damn it.
It is real. I could not believe that. I was like, that is corny shit. And I figured both of you would get it wrong. Here we go, folks. Are you ready? Number 4. Are we ready for number 4? Give me something good to eat.
Real.
I think that's real, yeah.
It is fake. I wrote it.
That is a good one, Jason.
What, trick or treat? Give me something good to eat. I just felt like it goes together.
It does. It's a great tagline. Yeah, absolutely.
Why did they not put it on there?
And a weird little spoiler, too.
That'll be the tagline for the next movie. You better pay Jason his royalties for that.
Yeah, pay me my royalties now, Michael Doherty. All right. If you don't follow the rules tonight, you won't live to see tomorrow.
Fake.
Both wrong. Hollywood wrote it. I think mine was better than Hollywood's.
Did anyone get a point?
I think I'm the only one who got a point that game.
No, yeah. Eric had 2. You got 3. So Josh wins.
Wow, imagine that. I'm so used to losing. I don't even, it doesn't even bother me anymore. Love it. Love losing.
I'm a loser. I don't care. I'm a loser, baby. So, all right. There it is, folks. Taglines. Tell me which one you think is your favorite tagline. I think the trick or treat, give me something good to eat is fucking awesome.
Pretty
I
solid.
think it'd be trick or treat, give me something good to eat, part 2.
Smell my feet.
Smell my feet.
Michael Doherty, if you want that tagline for your next trick or treat movie, it's going to cost you $4,000.
$4,000? They got a $12 million budget back then.
We are taking lower offers if you want to.
I minimum 40,000, minimum 40, and I want on the back end too for any merchandise with it printed on it.
And Jason wants a werewolf character named after him.
Yeah, and I need a werewolf. I want to be in the fucking movie. I'll play a character in the movie.
You can play the cranky old Ebenezer fucking Scrooge character that's at the end of this one for the next one.
I want to be the guy. I want to be cast as the guy when they start putting out Christmas decorations in the store before Halloween, and he goes through and fucking burns the fucking place to the ground. That's what I want to play.
Dude, this would be a great premise for a movie. It's falling down, but it's someone who is that pissed off about Christmas decorations being put out while it's still Halloween time.
Dude, that's what I mean. I work in retail at a hardware store. I've been putting out Christmas shit for 2 days. And it is eating at my little black Halloween wolf heart that I have here. Michael Myers is weeping in the corner because I am putting out Christmas before Halloween.
But we've got one segment left in this movie here, and this is
this is where I'm thinking Eric's argument may be correct.
Oh,
because I wrote this note down that when it goes to Mr. Krieg's part, it says earlier. At the bottom of the screen, it goes.
I don't even remember that it says earlier. That's funny.
I got it right here. It says earlier. ... They showed up to the house to go trick or treating to Mr. Krieg's. We're getting up to the yard. I love it. They're knocking on the door, open the door, and you see the glowing eyes. You're like, oh god, we just saw werewolves, happening. So it's like they're a werewolf in the house because there's like wind blowing. I'm like, what did this guy do? Set up his dog and have a fan at the door to blow wind at them to scare the shit out of them. But that's where he fucks up, is he steals their candy using his dog.
Yep. He doesn't give them candy. He steals their candy.
But it was a trick. And you're supposed to give one of the two. It's a trick or a treat, but he tricked them.
I don't think that's how the rule works. I think it's you give them treats or you get tricked. Anyway, go ahead, Josh.
All right, go ahead, Josh. He's got something on his mind. Spit it out!
Here's the thing. Anybody who hates Halloween as much as this guy appears to...
Halloween?
I've never heard of Halloween.
Halloween?
Josh said it wrong.
Halloween? Is this that Adam Sandler movie?
Hubie's Halloween?
It's a Halloween! But if this guy didn't like Halloween so much, would he put this much effort into putting glowy eyes on his dog to scare the shit out of kids?
Maybe if he wanted candy, he just didn't want to go out and get it. He's like, I'm going to steal their fucking candy.
Well, keep in mind, he lives in like the Halloween capital of the United States, if not the world.
Yeah. I mean,
right? Like he has kids
Sam
coming to his house all the time, I assume,
Yeah.
On Halloween. And he's doing his best to like scare off the few that are still willing to come by his creepy old house, Also, he's tortured by the memory of the kids in Halloween costumes that he nearly died with.
That's kind of what I was linking it to, is he probably doesn't want to be involved, for the obvious reasons. I mean, when we go inside, you see that he's burning pictures, which conveniently this Halloween, he happens to be doing this. But yeah, I mean, I think the turnaround here where you are following this guy and then it turns out he's the bus driver who was supposed to kill these kids. I think that is great.
I do too. I like it.
And, this entire sequence has nothing to do with that. And that's also the brilliance of it. It's just him being tormented for this last segment. And then that's your little reveal at the end. But this is where we really get to see Sam in action.
Oh, this is my favorite segment of the whole movie.
And like all the stuff happening here reminds me of Pet Sematary with Gage and whatnot in the house.
Yeah.
These, and that's the thing about this movie is I feel like it's pulling influences from all these movies that I love.
Yeah.
Yet I don't find it to be like a ripoff of any of these movies.
No,
I think they're doing something very unique and
They're
kind
paying
of
a
doing it in the
homage.
spirit of
Yeah,
Halloween.
yeah, they feel like nods more than
Right.
ripoffs. Yeah, even Chucky.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Yeah, that I got Chucky watching it this last time, which funny enough, like I never really thought of Chucky until I watched it recently. Like I never made that connection, but then I think because the Chucky TV show's on right now and it's fresh in my mind, I'm starting to think about it more. But Chucky's never really been my favorite horror icon.
Yeah, he's kind of at the bottom of the list for me.
But yes, there's definitely Chucky stuff going on here. But any of the puppet work with the mask and whatnot, all practical. I mean, I don't even really notice any CGI in this movie.
Man, I don't think I remember any either. I mean,
Yeah, unless it's just background stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Probably like that.
I'm totally baffled by how much CGI is in movies today that we just don't even pay attention to.
Yeah, you don't even realize it's there.
Right.
I mean, you watch most of your Marvel movies, there's absolutely hardly any background. It's
Right.
all digital.
And Game of Thrones is the same way. Like House of the Dragon, like half that shit's not even there. But I forgot what I was even fucking talking about. No CGI. But yeah, there's puppet work for all this stuff in Sam's face, and that was a big thing Michael Dougherty also wanted to do. He wanted to do it as practical as possible. And with the budget that he had, like I think he did fantastic with keeping it practical.
Yeah, the effects are all great in this. Everything looks good.
I love how after he thinks there's somebody in his house, he gets upstairs. And dude, that's a creepy shot too of him looking up the stairs as he turns the light on and somebody walks by and knocks the fucking light out.
Yeah.
You're like, whoa, what the fuck, dude? And you kind of creeped out and you hear the dog go, like shit, did he just now that's the thing, man. Sam, why we hurting animals, man? Don't need to be hurting a doggy. The doggy didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
Agreed.
But I love the shot where you get in the room. Mr. Krieg left his vibrator on under the sheets. He was massaging the prostate earlier.
Good God.
Do you think there's someone out there that actually masturbates with one of those?
Because it's going.
I don't want to.
But the shot of this lighting up in the corner, that whoosh, pumpkin on fucking fire, and then everything trick or treat, give me something goody on the walls, the ceiling. That shit happens when he gets his freaking Achilles cut with the fucking razor. That is totally, like you said,
that is Pet Cemetery. Yeah.
Sam just walking out, putting the hand up on the bed, and he's out there and he's just standing there and he's looking at it, and I love how he starts peeling it back. It shows him the fucking razor in the candy bar. Oh, dude, that's awesome. I love that shot. Dude, and every time I watch, it hurts.
Yeah, I was gonna say I love the candy bar with the razor blade in it. Just kind of playing and the candy on the stairs, like with razor blades and
needles,
just
and
kind
nails.
of playing with that with Halloween.
Check your candy.
Yeah, check your candy, which they say the principal says earlier, but yeah, the idea of like Halloween legends and
Did
things
you
like
guys
that.
notice that the candy bar Sam takes from the principal's house is the candy bar knife?
Yeah.
No, I did not.
It is.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. You can actually buy that at Spirit Halloween right now.
Yep.
So.
And I mean, you see the old man eating the candy too that he's stolen, and the candy tastes bad. Like you don't know if it's got poison in it or whatever. So like any of this candy that anybody's got could be tainted in this town.
I have a question. Where does the head tilt originate? Do we know?
Does the head tilt originate with Michael Myers?
That's where I go to.
I mean, that would probably be the first time I've seen it in a movie.
Yeah, you're right. Or at least, yeah, this website is saying that the origin comes from Michael Myers. Just trying to think.
And this website is ran by someone who was born in 2001.
But yeah, Sam does the little head tilt, which is definitely creepy.
And again, the fact that there's a kid in the costume and he's doing these movements, and it makes it
laugh, giggle.
Yeah, and it makes it that much more creepy with his movements. It's like, I remember when Pet Cemetery came out, it was a big deal in my house because my mom hated the fact that a kid was killing people in that movie, and the kid died in that movie, and like that kind of shit creeped her out. And to make a quote unquote icon for Halloween out of a kid, I mean, that's ballsy because, you know, he's a murderous, you know, psychopath.
Well, he's not really a kid. I mean, he's he's childlike, which is creepy.
Well, he's an old soul of a child.
But he's full of pumpkin guts.
All of these reveals for him are some of the best things in this movie. The reveal of Sam's face. When he shoots him in the head and the pumpkin innards come out. Yep. And then when he loses the hand, I love the scene with the hand, man. Like,
sure.
My favorite scene still was a scene that was right after this, is when he's trying to get out the door with all the fucking glass buried in his hands because he fell down the stairs. Yeah. And here he is, the zoom on Mr. Creed's face, and right up here, you see Sam come down the ceiling, and he's crawling behind him. And then you get the zoom out of the foyer, and he's right above him looking down at him. And then I love that, dude. I love that shit.
And the CGI that was used there was just to paint out all the stuff holding the rig. They actually dropped a small person on a stunt double and filmed all of that. None of that was faked.
You can tell when he's on the back that it is not a kid.
It's much bigger,
much bigger. That somebody's on the back of Mr. Krieg when he goes to the floor. Most definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do love the bloody hands where it just hurts to even try to do the locks. He's like, it hurts so bad. Yeah, that is that'll get creepy out a little bit.
But that scene when you cut back and you see him slide
Looney Tunes, man, it's so good.
That shit, dude, I still remember the first time I saw that, dude. I was like, what the fuck? That was awesome. I just rewound it. Just to watch it go boom. Back and forth.
Easily amused Jason over here. He really is like a werewolf. You throw him the ball, he's gonna come get it and bring it back.
I want to do it again. I want to do it again.
But yeah, I mean this whole last segment again, based loosely on A Christmas Carol. He's the Ebenezer Scrooge. He hates Halloween. He's bah humbug about it. Is it because he offers, or is it because he has candy that Sam decides to let him go? Or does Sam know what's coming to him? That's where I have a little bit of a question.
What do you mean? What's coming to him?
The kids from the rock quarry.
At the end of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
The other end of the movie.
God, did you watch this movie?
Sorry. I blanked there. Yes, I see what you're saying. Does he know that that's coming? You would think he does know.
I mean, he was at the rock quarry earlier. We found out, and
but it makes you think that, oh, you've survived because you gave him an offering of candy, like that. That's what it makes you think, and you think, okay, old man is okay, because he accidentally gave him candy, and that stopped his attack.
Yeah, because he stabs him with this. And I love how he pulls it out of the bag and it's whole. He bites it to turn it into this.
Yeah.
And then stabs him with it. But because I know we just barely dude, that whole scene with him on the floor, the face, the hands crawling across the floor, the way he looks, and he puts it back together and then puts a bag on his head and he's creeping up to him and then he bites the candy. Dude, I love that whole little sequence. That everything with Sam right there in the end is phenomenal.
Good.
But yeah, like you said, he gets the candy bar, he takes it. He said, trick or treat, give me something good to eat. He got something good to eat. So I like how the door flies open, he walks out, it shuts, he leaves. You think it's over.
Yeah. Right. And the old man is starting to give out some candy now. He realizes there's rules here I need to follow, right?
And again, subverting expectations. You think he just got out of a terrible situation only to be right back in a bad situation again. I remember watching this movie for the first time and this blowing my mind when these kids show up. Like, I don't know what it was, if I wasn't paying close enough attention to the photos he was burning, all that stuff, but the fact that he is the bus driver was completely out of my mind. And at the end, I was like, wow, this is fucking amazing.
It does tie it up neatly.
And everything about this movie just kind of works in the sense of storytelling. Is some of it boring? I guess we'll talk about that here in the next segment, but ultimately, I have a fucking blast watching this movie, dude. I love it. It's a staple at Halloween for me now.
Because again, I think after all this, it says later.
Yeah.
It has a thing later, and you get the three little pigs come to trick or treat at his house, mummy costume. You get a cutaway to little Billy sitting on the porch by himself, handing out candy. Rhonda's walking home. We see the werewolf girls. And then.
Oh, wait. You're saying it says later? If it says later, then we have a fast forward and all that other stuff could have happened after the attack.
Right.
Before that happens. Yeah.
So
it does say later.
What we need to do is go back and look and see if the girls are bloodied or if they still look the way they look.
And their costumes are all messed up and shit.
Because I think when they cut to that scene, their hair's down and they look a little more disheveled.
I think me and Josh are right, and I think
wow, you're having some new memories now. I don't know. I don't remember, but yeah, it is curious. I'd like to look at the timeline. It would be an interesting.
But yeah, it does say later because I wrote that down where the other one said earlier, and then we get that back. But Sam's out there watching. Remember, because he sees Mr. Krieg he's looking out there and he's watching, and then we get the cutaway of Emma and Henry walking down the street at the beginning of the movie. And she blows out the fucking pumpkin, and you just see the zoom in on Sam. And he's like, "You're about to fucking die," because that's where that ends. And he's gonna go walk across the street and take care of her. And then we get Mr. Krieg going in the house. The doorbell rings again, and he's got some extra trick or treaters.
Trick or treat.
I love it. I love the fucking ending to this movie. I think it's great.
It's a fun end. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's nothing else to say. Let's get to our good, the bad, and the ugly.
The good, the bad, the ugly.
Jason, you can start.
Oh, I get to go first. Okay. All right. Good. That guy, Sam, horror icon. He's only made one movie, and he's a fucking horror icon. One movie. Not Art made two.
Art
movies.
had to get two. Art the clown had to do two to become an icon.
Sam is taking over Spirit Halloween. He's taking over my collection, Josh's collection. He's every fucking where. We love Sam. Other than that, this is my second favorite Halloween movie behind John Carpenter's Halloween. As far as you're going to watch anything during the Halloween season, you're going to watch Michael Myers kill his sister and then go on to terrorize Haddonfield. And then you're going to, after that's over, I'm going to watch Trick or Treat. And then I'll go watch Halloween 2 later so I can finish up that night. But love the practical effects of Sam. I love the way he looks in the movie. The bad, there are some stories that drag on a little and have some dead spots to them, and maybe they were just trying to fill in some time, like the whole part with the stranger in the alleyway kind of went a little too long. I think we could have just touched on it and just moved on a little bit faster, or not even had it at all. And of course the kids being mean to Rhonda because she's different and pulling that practical joke on her like kids do. It's like they're being bullies to her because she is different.
It is like that.
It's not like that. It is that.
Yeah.
You might say it is that. I would reach out there and just say, yeah, they are bullying her.
Ugly? No ugly. I love this movie.
Ugly. The perfect film.
No, it's not the perfect film. I said I had some bad.
All right. Relax.
I had bad. Now I could have said no bad and no ugly, and then Eric would have tore my ass apart for it. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Did you even watch this movie? Fanboy?
You are a fanboy.
Yeah,
right.
that's how I feel. I love this movie. Watch this movie every Halloween with your family if you allow your kids to see nudity and hear foul language.
And a brief porn scene as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
slightly. That's why I didn't watch it with any of my kids this go around. I looked up. I couldn't remember. I had to, look up Kids in Mind. You ever use that? Or actually, they have it on IMDb too. They have like a breakdown of like, what's in the movie, like sex wise, that kind of stuff. It's helpful for kids when you have kids. Okay, so I'll go.
Yeah.
My good is Sam, and the skin rip by the werewolves and the candy bar knife. I added the candy bar knife after Jason, you pointed out he took that from the principal guy.
I pointed that out.
Detail.
Josh
pointed that. Excuse me.
I
I'm
wanted
sorry.
to note that I pointed that out
For the record.
I just kind of want to know something. Are we getting two Josh? Good and bad and the uglies? Because I mean, you started out as Josh. Are you still Josh?
Yeah. No, I'm no longer Josh.
Oh, you're no longer Josh. Okay.
He was never me. God damn it! There's only one Josh.
I wish I had a liquid death drink on.
Dude, that would have been perfect.
Missed opportunity there.
All right, carry on.
And bad is Rhonda.
Dude, I love Rhonda.
Rhonda is bad.
How could you not like Rhonda? Picking on that girl. Eric is the bully of this movie.
No.
Eric is.
No. No. And ugly is the dog dies. We assume.
Well, my good is all the same shit you guys just said. But one of my favorite things is the beginning of the movie when she blows the candle out on the jack-o'-lantern and you hear Sam go,
You know, you should be more careful. There are rules.
Like he gasped, like you shouldn't fucking done that.
Like he's offended.
Yeah, like I love that shit, and it gets me every time I watch this movie.
What'd you do?
Yeah,
What'd you do?
I love it. The shirt that Charlie's wearing that says "This is my costume," that's fucking good. The paper bag mask on the kid in the school bus.
Yes,
that's
pretty
awesome.
Fucking creepy. Yeah.
And again, Sam, the werewolves, all that good stuff. I don't really have a bad for this movie per se.
Nice. This is a segment where you're supposed to choose the good, the bad, and the ugly. It can be interpreted many ways.
Okay, well, the bad and the ugly is I don't like that Sam hurts dogs.
There you go.
Yeah, that's true.
I love Sam. I think Sam's awesome, but you know, I don't want to see Sam killing dogs. The dog didn't do anything.
Hey, but the dog was in on taking the candy from the kids.
Yeah, the dog scared the children.
Dog scared the kids and took their candy.
But he was manipulated.
He's got to pay.
Pit bulls are bad dogs. Yeah. No.
Hey.
No, we're saying he was made bad.
That's what I'm saying. That dog was only taught to be bad.
I got you.
I got you.
Calm down.
Yes. Sorry.
Calm down. Take a breath. Drink some more liquid death. Drink more liquid death. Calm down. You're starting to be Joe Pesci. You're starting to drink Joe Pesci. Be Joe Pesci. You don't need a Snickers. You need a liquid death.
Well, Eric brought up if we wanted to talk about what our favorite segment in the movie is. So do we want to pick our favorite segments?
Sure.
Eric, what was yours?
The old man is my favorite. Second would be the beginning segment with the couple in the yard. And then third would be the werewolves. Fourth would be the principal. Am I forgetting one? Oh, the kids. Fifth would be the kids. Kids are last.
I think I could agree with Eric.
I would go old man because we get a lot of Sam in that shot.
Honestly, no, I would swap the werewolf in the beginning scene. I like the werewolf.
That's Josh is reading my mind. We share the same brain. I was gonna go old man, werewolf, the whole thing with that. Then the opening scene with the married couple.
Do you like the principal or the kids better?
That's what I'm trying to decide. I think I would go principal and then kids.
You just solidified Eric's claim that the kids is the worst story in the movie.
Yes, yeah, but it's the best worst story because I like it all. It's the least best. It's the
least best.
It's the least best of them all.
Well, happy Halloween, guys.
Happy Halloween. I'm so happy we got to talk about this movie finally. And it's a great movie. If you haven't watched it, do yourself a favor. Watch it on Halloween. If not this year, next year, watch it at Christmas. Watch it whenever the fuck you want to. It's a great movie. It doesn't even have to be around Halloween time, but it should be watched around Halloween time. So let us know in the comments below if you like Trick or Treat. What do you think of it? What's your favorite segment in Trick or Treat? What do you think of Sam? All of that good stuff. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we're putting out new videos. We'll be back in November with some more movies and some more top fours. Till then, be kind.
Trick or treat.
Rewind. Oh,
Sorry. Trick or treat. Smell my feet.
Give me something good to eat.
We hope you all get your candy that you want.
Yes. And werewolf boobs. Hey, look, hey. Look, you fit right in.
Hey, Lenore, I'm sorry about your mom, man, but she went out like a fucking boss.
Thank you. That's a good one, dude. That's a good one. I love it.
I'm not going to be able to put away this background. This is a new toy I have.
We don't get copyrighted for that, do we?
Oh, I don't know. Probably. We'll find out.
Oh, Lord.
Then we'll just have to put a still picture of Eric's face there. Sorry, copyright infringement.
This is so stupid.
It's hilarious.
That's awesome.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
This isn't the Hot D podcast, guys.
We can talk about whatever we want.
All right, back to reality.
Back to reality.
Back to reality. Oops, there goes gravity.
Oh, my God.
What the fuck just happened?
Mom spaghetti just happened.
Mom spaghetti.